Hi, John Maxwell here. I'm with Paul Martinelli, the president of the John Maxwell team. We've just finished 2015, spent a half a day really looking at all the things that have happened, amazing things. Thank you, Paul. First of all, you've done phenomenal in your leadership. Oh my gosh, I'm just so glad that you're the president, that you're leading the company, and you're doing a wonderful job. And there's a word that kept popping up, Paul, today when you were talking about improvements that you were making and growth that you were having. And talk with, just give me that word and let's talk about it for a moment.
The word is really learning.
Yeah. And I love that it's learning.
You bet.
It's not, I learned.
Yeah, not past tense.
There's nothing past tense about it. And here's what I want you to catch. I heard Paul a dozen times at least say, well, here's what we're learning about this. And a lot of times he was saying, because we're learning this, we're going to change here, or we're going to tweak this, or we're going to experiment here. So what I want you to see is that learning doesn't allow you to stay the same. A learning environment is an environment where you're always willing to be open and you're willing to change. Talk to us a little bit about how that learning environment, how you're constantly learning as a leader, and what that means to the John Maxwell team.
Well, I think the way you learn is obviously you have to be open-minded to new things, and then it's the application of the idea.
Yeah.
The true learning comes from actually applying what you've learned. Eric Hoffer said something. He said, to learn anything new requires a certain degree of confidence. If you have too little confidence, you think you cannot learn. And if you have too much confidence, you think you don't have to. and both are deadly to success. And so as a leader for your company, what I want to remain is open-minded to my team's ideas. I don't want to think that I know it all. And I also don't want to be afraid to take a risk to learn something new.
That's beautiful.
That's part of the process.
Yeah, it really is. And you know, the company grew over 100% last year.
Yeah.
And yet we're still learning. And here's what I want you to understand. When you really get comfortable, you really think you have learned, you stop growing and you stop changing. And here's a company that over 100% growth last year, and our president is still learning and growing and said, hey, we're still tweaking. We still don't have it done right. We could certainly improve. He's willing to say, we're going to take a realistic look at ourselves and not be defeated, but allow that to be a fuel for us to develop and become a better organization. And I'm just so proud of the John Maxwell team, proud of many of you that are on it. And if you're not on it, you ought to be. Trust me, this is an opportunity for you to really make a difference in your life and make a difference for others. Thanks for being with us on Minute with Maxwell today.